But don't you worry. Daddy's home.
Welcome back to Marvel Media Podcast, which, I'm excited to be back with the boys, talking about the boys. I'm here with my co-host, Alex and Josh.
And welcome to episode 7 of Diabolical Discussion. Today we'll be discussing the finale of The Boys. Just fitting that we finally get everybody back together. So let's just get right into it, boys. What'd you think? Did it
I didn't see Hughie's ass. Didn't see Hughie's ass.
What are your thoughts about that?
Made me sad.
It hurt my feelings. It made me cry.
Honestly, it was even sadder than Black Noir's wasted potential.
Whoa. Come on now. I don't think that was a wasted potential moment.
I think so, man. I wanted to see him full on fight,
I mean,
I just want to see him fight.
Can we all agree he's not dead? He's not dead.
He is dead.
He's not.
He is dead. He is the most dead one could be. That man is Erin Hernandez right now. Gone forever.
Gone forever. Okay, I'd say the only reason why there's a slight chance is that we didn't see the final body, get disposed of, I guess. But
yeah,
he literally did rip out. We learned from him that if he loses a body part and comes out, then he's done for.
And you even saw his little characters come in and be like, "Oh, it's you see the sweet embrace of Jesus Christ or whatever," and they literally faded away from his mask. Like that was him having his last breath and fading away. He's dead. R.I.P. the GOAT. A little upset we didn't get to see him, like you said, fight, but I liked it. I thought it fit. I think it helped set a great tone for Homelander, obviously being an absolute menace. And personally, I mean, like you said, would have been cool to see him fight, yes, but to see Homelander just, be this unhinged guy he is and to, kill his best friend, I would say he had to have been. I thought it fit a lot, so I was a fan of that.
I also think it did add into the uneasiness of where was this episode going. As in, like, is Soldier Boy gonna, team up with Noir or not? And so they kept teasing, like, literally constantly being like, oh, he is the father's son. They're talking about how both of them are realizing it. Soldier Boy says that I always wanted to have a kid. And then Homelander's talking about how he always wanted to have a dad and he had one this whole time. And they're hiding it from him. So it was like,
Right.
So that's why that part did add to it. Yeah.
R.I.P.
And Soldier Boy gave backstory of his father and how he was treated growing up. I think it was kind of abusive, where it was like he was a disappointment, and then he finally, joined like the Vaught, and he went through the trials, and he got that, the Kamiko V. He got stronger, and then he came back, and he was like, "What do you think of me now?" His dad just said, "You took a shortcut. A real man would have not cheated." And you just, like, that acting right there.
Bro, all around, the acting is just so good in the show. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it helps that the writing is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that they're able to have, like, these serious moments and add in, like, kind of little funny moments, but not make it feel like it's a forced funny moment, like something
as if it was set up.
Right, like something kind of struggle with not having a good balance of serious and funny. They try to force the funny. It's not a sitcom. After, these jokes, we don't need a dead silence, for the audience to laugh.
Exactly. Or that, like, actually the serious moments is a relief from the comedy when normally it's the reverse.
Right.
Yeah.
Something struggle with that. Not pointing any fingers.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, about the episode.
I guess real quick, I guess I just want to give my quick little thoughts on episode 5 or episode 7. As I wasn't here, obviously. Real quick, I agreed with you guys that it was obviously stuck with the theme of it. Every episode was good of this entire season. And I would say I probably rated around you guys were all right around the 9s, I would say. I'm similar to that. I would say probably just because I don't want to go too much into that. My only one thought that I took away that I thought was a little interesting, which I'm assuming they did on purpose, during Black Noir's little thing with, those beaver guys and all of them, in both the story where we saw Soldier Boy like beat him up when he wanted to, go on to be an actor and take the Beverly Hills job from Eddie Murphy. And he got beat up, and also in the whole how Soldier Boy got, kidnapped / the gas on him. I thought it was interesting, the animals, like how, it was animals that represented them all. The fact that Black Noir was a black sheep, obviously black, it just makes sense. Black Noir, he's a black sheep, his animal would be, black, makes sense. But I just thought the fact that he was black sheep, because obviously, there's that whole, I don't know if it's a saying or whatever you want to say, like the black sheep of the family, the black sheep or whatever, is the one that doesn't really fit in. And I just think, that was kind of just like an interesting, I'm assuming that's why they did it, kind of symbol of, Black Noir is kind of that offcast or outcast. And even Homelander kind of touched on it in this episode, talking about how, everybody, you're a mystery, nobody can read you, all that stuff. And he, just keeps to himself and he's silent and stuff. So I just thought that was kind of interesting for them to do that. But like I said, I don't want to, talk too much about episode 7. I just agree with you guys. It continued, this season being phenomenal. And definitely think that Liberty, as she was known back then, was 100% the mother of Homelander. I definitely believe that. It just, weird. It makes sense. It makes too much sense. Like, she loved, she wanted to continue, soups are the superior race. Obviously, she would want to, create them from, being made naturally. Soldier Boy mentioned how he created Herogasm with Liberty, who obviously we knew ended up being Stormfront, but back in that time, she was still Liberty. So it makes sense that he at least knew her. She, had a hand in Herogasm, which probably was to hope that maybe a natural soup would be born. And she's so far pretty much the only other one that can fly. So it would make sense that he got super strength from Soldier. I mean, obviously all soups have super strength and, that stuff, but super strength from Soldier Boy and the ability to fly from his mom, Stormfront, Liberty, whatever you want to call her. So that's my quick thoughts on episode 7.
Dope. So about the episode.
Dope.
Let's see.
Speaking of Stormfront, we still see her influence. At the rallies, we
still
can see
her
the
signs.
Stormfront neo-Nazis.
Storm Chasers, right? Storm Chasers?
Yeah, Storm Chasers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the little crowds that were protesting and everything, trying to get Maeve, and then you see the yellow and then the blue.
Dude, this show is just so... The attention to detail and all that stuff that they're doing with those, and obviously, you want to talk about the end, Homelander with his crowd at the very end of the episode, introducing Ryan and then lasering the guy's head off in front of everybody and kind of being like, him just looking around like, and then people positively, react to it is just insane. How,
it was the stepfather, to Janine, who was the first one to say, like, yeah.
Was it him? When I saw it, I was like, it is? Okay. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, that kind of, for some reason, he looked a little different to me. Todd.
It was just he had the low angle on him.
Okay, yeah. As soon as I saw him, I thought it was him, but I was like, he just seems like he just looked a little different, so I wasn't sure. So, okay, that is interesting. Wow.
Yeah, Todd. Biggest Homelander dick rider in the whole show.
Hey, Roy.
That guy.
Knocked his ass out the one punch. Love to see that.
Facts.
Yeah.
And then, shoot, oh my god, the acting of when and Frenchie were talking about this episode, and was, all upset. And then again, like, this was another great thing, to the writing of how Frenchie I thought it was funny. Like, I kind of laughed when Frenchie, they were talking, about all this, and Frenchie was like, yeah, you are kind of like a piece of shit, and you are broken, but like you're also still like a great man and stuff. But I just thought it was so funny that was sitting there like, oh, I'm this broken guy, I want to be a strength, sign of strength to my daughter. And then Frenchie's just like, well, I mean, yeah, you are broken and stuff, but you're still a great man. I just thought like that was another thing of like the comedy just being naturally in the flow of the conversation, not him delivering it like a punchline.
And it flows so well because that's just like their chemistry
that
has grown over the 3 seasons now. So, yeah, that's why it works so well.
It really does.
Also, crying during that scene definitely also added to the impact. I gotta say, I feel like every story arc I felt got completed. Like I felt satisfied with almost every arc. Like Hughie coming full circle, and then him not taking the Temp V and doing it his way, actually using his brain power and his other abilities, and just believing in his girlfriend. And Starlight having her God moment, which I thought I was pretty hyped about that moment. I thought that was fucking sick. Yeah. So fucking shout out Starlight. I almost texted you guys immediately while I was watching it. I was like, Starlight had her badass moment. I was hyped. But I mean, even Starlight, she had her arc between her and Hughie basically being, fully back together, working together through all that. It was nice. I didn't feel like their relationship was at all cringy in the last couple episodes, and it was nice.
100%
writing
agree.
Done so well with them. And then you're dealing with Butcher, him dealing it with his own way of finally beating the fact that he's not trying to be like his dad, and he punches Hughie to stop him from taking more Temp V. And then Hughie finally acknowledges it, that like he is basically his little brother, and he tries to save him just like his little brother would. So I don't know, so many of the arcs were just great.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jensen Ackles, perfect casting. Honestly, he was the perfect choice to play that kind of like fish out of water character, that we've seen already, but with his own spin.
He's not dead.
Yes, I'm also glad he's not dead. He's in cryo sleep now. He's being gassed up, or no? Yeah, he's in gas sleep, whatever that's called.
It's basically in Russia 2.0.
Yeah, Russia
with
2.0.
Mallory overwatching it,
which I thought is nice. I'm glad she's kind of making back into a more important role, because I didn't like her just being the babysitter. I think she's a badass character. So the fact that she's back, I dig it.
Which is probably mainly because of Ryan, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ryan, and also, I mean, she's definitely going to have a part in dealing with the head popper in Congress, because she's going to have plenty of assets that Butcher and the rest of the gang doesn't when it comes to the government side of their fight that they're going to have. So I think she's going to have the biggest impact really in that, versus than actually helping with Ryan, I think, personally.
Speaking of which, who saw that coming? Like when Homelander whispered what he wanted from the deep, and all of a sudden you see like the one guy like swimming, and then the deep kind of takes him out that way. Like I didn't. He
said it's treason. I was like, what?
Right.
I was like, what does that mean? And then all of a sudden you see like the main guy who's running for president, and you see her as the new VP. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a nice setup.
Yeah, that was their trade offer right there. I didn't either. I kind of almost forgot about it, and I thought it was a great way of them bringing it back. Like, hey, remember we set this up right here. So once again, I mean, that was kind of like another storyline that they were just kind of completing and building up for the final, well, not final season, but at least another season of dealing with the head popper storyline of, hey, she's still a villain that they have to deal with. And I thought it was kind of funny that it rallied up the boys at the end there, and Butcher's like, yeah, we got to get this shit done. We got to take care of her.
Yeah, she needs to go.
She does.
So I guess we gotta talk about like the main thing, right? What like the main thing that revolves around this final episode, the confrontation between Soldier Boy and the boys against Homelander. Did you guys see that coming at all? Like, or did you just guys see it playing out a completely different way, and then like we're pleasantly surprised by it?
Because of how they were setting it up the entire episode, I didn't know which way it was going to go. Like, I didn't think that Homelander was going to be defeated, but I still had no idea what was going to happen the entire time stuff was going down. Because, one, it's the boys, and they do kind of keep you on your feet enough, you know, when it comes to killing off characters or injuring characters and stuff like that. As well as a lot of times the boys lose. They don't always win. The majority of the time they lose. You know, it's almost their thing. So because of that, no, I had no clue. I mean, the whole speech between Soldier Boy walking up to Homelander, puts his hand on his shoulder. I was so tense. I was like, what is this guy about to do? And then he just fucking punches him. You know, he says, oh, you're fucking pathetic just like me, basically. And it kind of continues that trope of like abusive fathers and their effects on their sons, because we've seen it through Butcher, and now we're kind of seeing a different side of abusive fathers through Soldier Boy. And he still, once again, Soldier Boy couldn't get past it, even though he's literally getting what he wants. He gets his kid. He even has a grandkid. He's powerful and basically him, right? And still, he can't overtrope the fact that he's like his father, and fucking just punches him right there. It will start choking him out. So yeah, that was great. Yeah. So yeah, I did not expect that. So
no, it was definitely good. It was good. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, like you were saying, I definitely agree that because of how they have been doing it, of like Soldier Boy was still very much like anytime Butcher them were like mentioning like, yeah, he's your kid, but he's not actually your kid. You didn't raise him. And like every time Soldier Boy would kind of just like walk away or like, I got to get some air or whatever. It was so like you were on your toes, like when they come, you know, face to face, is Soldier Boy not gonna fight him? Is he gonna turn on Butcher and them? Is, you know, and then on top of that, you had this whole kind of thing with Ryan to start the episode. I honestly was like, not like choked up in a sense, like gonna cry, but like I actually was like very like, I felt that connection of Ryan and Homelander to start this episode, of Homelander like, nobody's gonna understand you like I do. No matter what you do, I'm always gonna love you. Like, he was actually like a really good dad. And obviously we've talked about how incredible everybody's acting's been, but especially Antony Starr's as Homelander has been the star of the boys, I think, just in general, let alone season 3. But like that opening,
and you couldn't hate Ryan's choice because of that, because of like, Homelander's performance there allowed you to accept the fact that Ryan is betraying basically everything his mom has put into him.
The last time he saw Butcher freaking out, you know, yelling at him like, who says I want to see you and stuff, like, it makes sense that Ryan's lost, and for his dad to be like, you know, I understand you. Nobody on this earth can understand you like me. Like, and then obviously I was surprised when, you know, Homelander just pulls him out from the side room like, oh, you have a grandson. I was like, okay, a little bold to bring the kid here, but okay, I kind of get it.
Because he cares about the kid. So it isn't like Homelander was willing to risk him. That wasn't even a card he's trying to play.
Right,
Homelander
and you saw that.
wants Ryan.
Right, and you saw that when he hit him, or did he hit him with the shield, or did he punch him? Soldier Boy to Ryan.
He kind of did like both. It was like his arm swipe, like a get off me kid type of beat.
But then after that, when Butcher was kind of fighting Soldier Boy, like, Homelander did not care at all. He was focused on like, Ryan, are you okay? And then that's when Maeve, you know, was kind of, and even to start that, Homelander was just like, Maeve, not now. Like, it's very clear that he did not care about anything but Ryan. So like like you said, it makes sense, Ryan's decision, and we kind of saw it at the end, the way he is turning into a bit of a problem, because his face that closed out this, you know, that scene of him after Homelander, you know, killed that guy, you could just see in, you know, that the kid, the actor, was doing a really good job of kind of mocking, or not mocking, but, you know, doing that Homelander type, you know, face of like grin of like happiness, like or whatever.
You can definitely see the influence
like a crazy happy,
starting to have
like
on
a crazy like happy, kid. Yeah. So
it feels like his kid.
So shout out to him.
Yeah,
but
I like the fact that they added that Ryan got hurt there at the end. I know it was a little bit where, you know, Homelander kills the guy, but it adds to the fact that Ryan is so scared, and that it's so easy to cling on to what will protect you, even if it's not good for you, in the sight of just being afraid.
Right.
So that whole little bit, just I love it. I think I didn't hate what Ryan did, and I'm glad he didn't side with Butcher, even though like you felt for Butcher. You know, once again, he feels like he's failing his now dead wife, and the fact he even brought up that he's like, I made a promise. even though against all odds, against all his actual personal beliefs, he's holding that promise to his wife. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, because
Ryan,
when he's talking to Soldier Boy, he's like, "Why are you stopping me now? Like the whole time you want me to kill him."
And Soldier Boy made a good point. I mean, yeah, like the whole season, Butcher and Soldier Boy is doing everything at all costs. It doesn't matter what they actually believe in or anything like that. And here Butcher just stops what they're doing, and he's realizing, like last episode, what he's done to Hughie and that's little brother, and he's failing again. And then now he realizes again that he's about to fail his wife, and he failed. Or at least in this end of the season, he failed. But he tried not to.
He failed big.
Yep.
So, like you said, I definitely agree.
Good characters, though.
Right, is that we do. But I definitely agree that this was a very... Going into that end battle scene, it was up in the air of, like, who's coming out of this alive? And what's exactly going to happen? Who's siding with who when it, comes down to it? I was hyped for Maeve that she got her. I mean, basically the entire time. Yeah, the entire time was basically just her versus Homelander, and everybody else versus Soldier Boy was basically, and it was great. I mean, obviously we saw her take, big damage, losing an eye and stuff, but she was also definitely dealing damage back to Homelander. So that was cool to watch. But
that training showed.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of annoyed we didn't see her with a sword at any point, but like, I mean, it kind of made sense.
I know,
like, what
man.
is the sword really gonna do?
Sword.
But at least I was like,
I know.
Come on, we got a little. She was training with it. Like,
well, they even. I think they kind of try to preface it with the fact when Noir was like sharpening his sword, it's not gonna kill him, and so she knows it's not gonna kill him. It was just her practicing and training, but still, she was fucking awesome. I feel like every character in that final fight, it was such a complex fight for them to ace down, and I feel like they aced it.
Right.
I mean, we got enough screen time with every character in that scene. So it didn't matter who's your favorite character, you got a good moment with them. With just knowing that a shotgun doesn't fucking do anything, he didn't give a shit. He's fucking shooting at Soldier Boy. At any moment.
I thought he was rooting for Butcher when Butcher was like hitting landing shots, and then you just see on the like the sideline, like, yeah, that's what you get and stuff.
Exactly. I mean, and that's their chemistry because they are deep down, they're a family, they're the boys, and it showed throughout that fight where they unite together, even though they're all still secretly angry at each other and angry at Butcher. But every character got a moment. I mean, Starlight, like we said already, got her fucking badass moment. Hughie got his moment where it felt like a Hughie decision and not like what we got all season. And he kind of got that character arc completed where he decided to help his girlfriend and believe in her and allow her to save them. And he didn't have to be the one to save them.
I thought...
By the way, not to derail that, about the fight, but I'm just remembering now, I loved Huey's speech about his dad. About him talking about how...
In the car. Yeah,
the pizza roll story.
Yeah, and it felt like a Huey speech, but also, I don't know, it was kind of... It was emotional for me, at least. I liked it. I loved that speech.
Oh, well, but because that pretty much set up, like,
it's turning Huey into my favorite character, for sure.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm loving Huey.
Okay, just because he has a fat ass, that's the main reason. We all know that's why we like him.
Come on. I mean, I gotta... And? Am I wrong?
But as
he has that, and he said the best line in the season.
That's true.
Facts. He said family. Come on, man.
That is true.
And nailed the voice, too.
Yeah.
He did actually shout out.
Good man.
But as you were talking about, the only person and almost duo, I would say in a way, that I felt like at the end didn't quite get theirs was Kamiko and Frenchie. Kimiko, definitely, I definitely don't think Kimiko got her, not exactly redemption, but like her big moment in the finale, I would say. She really didn't have any. Frenchie had his moment. I loved him. Was cool. I loved him with all his stuff. And like just this whole season, his character arc and stuff. And I thought it was so funny. When they like showed up where Butcher was, and Frenchie was like telling him like no, we're not gonna do like whatever, and Huey's like, we all heard you. It's okay, Frenchie. But like he's like trying to stand up for himself. It was that part.
And
was
he feels
funny.
good.
Right.
Yeah,
and Kimiko's like smiling for him and stuff.
Yeah, go off, King. Yeah,
which I love that
so
part.
Funny.
I think Frenchie this season was just phenomenal. But I felt like he also kind of in the finale, like that end fight, especially I would say was kind of not really got like his huge, like, yeah, obviously he made the gas that, you know, was supposed to knock out Soldier Boy, but kind of just ended in Soldier Boy trying to blow everybody up. So I didn't think those two, Kimiko especially, and then Frenchie a little bit, I both felt a little bit were underutilized, I would say. But I mean, even then, still this episode was amazing, and the season in general, and like you said, everybody's character arc and acting and stuff. But yeah, that would be my only issue, I guess I would say, with this finale.
Alex, thoughts?
Yeah, I would say those two characters would probably be the least utilized in the finale.
A-Train, but just thought that. Sorry to cut you off, but I just thought A-Train. I was so surprised he did not show up. With everything
that
going
is true, because all season we thought
he was going to join the final fight. No, he didn't.
We'll get into his scene. Let's have Alex talk about, because I do want to talk about the scene between A-Train and his brother. But Alex, give us your thoughts about the fight
with Kimiko and the guards.
Just in general, if you want, just the end fight.
Well, I was Well, okay. So Kimiko, I feel like it kind of did give her some time to shine, especially when she put in that like the headphones. She started like dancing, almost start like a dance fight kind of thing, which was cool. It was hilarious. But yeah, I don't think, I feel like why you guys didn't feel like it gave her that closure for the season was because like her whole thing for wanting to take it again was to protect Frenchie, because she knew that if she didn't have it, she couldn't protect him. And then he ends up getting shot anyways. So I felt like, you know, did you really do your job there? Because, I mean, yeah, you killed the guys, but he did get shot. And you kind of sidelined him from the final fight. Because I'm pretty sure if he would have been good, him and Kimiko would have both gone to the final fight and then done something. But by her not saving him, that kind of sidelined him. And she had to go take the mask to the boys before, obviously, Soldier Boy grabs her by the neck and tosses her off to the side. But I enjoyed the Butcher and Soldier Boy fight. It was nice because you had that like kind of conversation again where it's like, how are you gonna stop me from doing this when you were telling me to do it the whole entire time? It's like you're just as weak as he is, or even weaker. And I'm like, damn, like it's so conflicting because like at the beginning of the fight, you're like trying to like think like, wait a minute, Soldier Boy is saying all of these things, and obviously like he says that you're weak, and then Homelander's like, well, I'm you. He's like, yes, exactly. You're a disappointment. And then he's like, if I would have been here, maybe it would have been different. And then Homelander's like the entire time he's just like what the fuck? Like where did this come out of?
Dad, why?
And then finally he just like grabs him. It's like Homelander's just like, fucking what the fuck is going on? And obviously then the whole thing starts, and I don't know. I feel like my only complaint is I felt like I kind of needed a couple punches thrown between Soldier Boy and Homelander, just because like Soldier Boy just fucking knocked out Ryan, made him bleed. I mean, obviously Maeve was stopping Homelander from getting there, but I feel like I needed like something. Like
I agree. That would
even cool. like a couple punches here and there, and then they would have been split apart, and then have that whole thing where they're trying to get back together. Yeah, I feel like we needed that like a little bit of a rematch there, but other than that, everything else was good. Like you said, everyone had their moment to shine, but I agree. I felt like A-Train was definitely missing from that final episode.
I was just so surprised.
Well, yeah, because like you just see like Homelander sitting there, and he pretty much tells Ashley, A-Train, and the Deep that you guys were never my family. You guys are just here for me to use. And he shows them
still follows him.
Yeah. And they're like Black Noir was better than all
anything
of you.
for you, Homelander. Yeah. And I'm like, damn. And then you just see Black Noir's mask, and you see everybody's reaction, like, damn,
oh
fucking killed Black Noir.
So good, man.
Yeah, and he said that Black Noir was worth more than the three you combined.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
While his mask is just right next to him.
And I honestly thought, just based off of like the face that A-Train made, I was like, okay, maybe this guy's finally gonna like tick. Like, especially after what happened with his brother, which I'll let you guys talk about. I feel like, you know, he was gonna actually go there and actually do something,
right?
But he wasn't there, so I'm like, oh, we have to wait another season to see A-Train's redemption. But it is what it is. That's just my other lone complaint, but it is what it is.
Overall, I wasn't too mad that A-Train wasn't in it, but I feel like he's gonna have a big fight scene next season, and I think the way they're gonna do it, I bet is gonna be very cool. So I'm excited.
Are you thinking it's with Homelander? Or
it has to be with Homelander. I feel like they might need to show if Homelander could handle a speedster, because this whole season we're seeing Homelander. It feels like really Homelander's never been challenged actually in a fight. I mean, Maeve went toe to toe with him, like genuinely went toe to toe with him. And even damaged him. Like, even with him being distracted at the end, he wasn't, and they're fighting, and she still got him and nicked him. You know, so it kind of just shows that, like, Homelander just hasn't been challenged, and if these heroes did, maybe things could have been different, or maybe not. But still, it definitely shows that Homelander has been just an unchallenged king, and now his throne is being challenged by so many people. And you're kind of seeing that obviously the affects the whole season throughout on Homelander. But yeah, I'm curious. We have never seen him fight a speedster. We've only seen him threaten them and just control them, but we've never seen him fight them. Just like we never saw him fight Maeve or someone close to his power like Soldier Boy. So
and don't you guys find it kind of like weird that all of a sudden once A-Train can't run anymore, you start seeing him kind of, or Homelander pick on him more? Like, you know, but before you never really saw that. Like, I mean, yeah, he talked shit to his teammates, but like this season in particular, he really went at it, like at A-Train specifically.
True.
I don't know.
But I think that was because of it, because of his power loss. It wasn't because he was afraid. It was just because he lost his power. He basically was a normal human, which Homelander hates humans. So he's like, you're useless. You're basically a human. On top of the fact that he thought he was putting on weight because he couldn't run anymore. So again, it was, you know, he's not a soup really, as well as, you know, in Homelander's eyes, he was getting fat, which obviously Homelander doesn't like that either. So I don't think it was more of like because he lost his power, Homelander felt like he could make fun. I think it's because he lost his power, it drew him closer to the stuff that Homelander hates. So that's why Homelander, you know, was hating on him more. I don't think Homelander was he was afraid of him with his speed. It was more just because, you know.
Well, hey, maybe they show a line. There's a chance, though. I mean, maybe he does have a weakness of speedsters, and that's why Speedster is on the 7. There's just a chance. I'm not saying that is what it is or it should be, but I feel like if they did do that, what has been written and shown so far, it would make sense. And
I do agree with you, though. Yeah. I definitely agree that we could see A-Train have a big... Obviously, we don't know how much his punches and stuff will affect Homelander, but coming at super speed and...
We know he at least has
Homelander
strength.
Can't do anything about... I mean, obviously, if Homelander just flies in the air, A-Train can't really touch him. As far as we know, A-Train can't...
Could have some flash abilities, you know?
I mean, it would make sense, though. If he's moving super speed, it would make sense that when he jumps, he can jump, you know, pretty high.
Yeah, pretty high.
Unless Homelander flies all the way up, you know, like super high up. But I definitely agree that A-Train could be a big, you know, issue, or, you know, his speed could cause problems in a fight with Homelander, but who knows?
And I don't know if you guys saw like the comparisons, because I saw this comparison, I think it was on Twitter or whatever, where it's like you definitely see that kind of the Black Noir Soldier Boy kind of thing with Homelander and A-Train this season in particular, like where they're like ridiculing like them, and it was definitely like a father-son kind of thing, like father like son, you know, like they don't treat their teams the best way possible. So it could
like how was he and said bad.
Yeah, like it could set up A-Train may becoming that, kind of Black Noir character that Black Noir could have been. I mean, I
don't know.
Hey,
I think
the verdict's still out. I don't know if Black Noir is dead yet.
I think he's dead.
If he is, then A-Train could be that guy to be like, fine, I'll help you guys, and then he'll join the fight with the boys.
I feel like the Deep's too much of a comedic relief though for him to do.
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Power wise, he doesn't stand a chance, but I don't really think Black Noir would have really stood a chance. But I think if anybody has more of a kind of comparison of that Soldier Boy Black Noir, I would say it's more to Homelander. It's more of the Deep compared to Black Noir. Or A-Train, sorry. I think A-Train in Homelander, I think, was more of just like actual, like when he lost his powers, like Homelander was absolutely disgusted and hating on him. But A-Train wasn't really like following in there. Like he was kind of like out of the picture, I feel like, for a majority of the time as soon as he lost his powers. He was a part of the Seven and had his whole stuff, but he never really interacted with Homelander that much. I feel like for anybody, the Deep is more of that, constantly wanting that praise, constantly being, bullied and attacked and, told how worthless he is. But like you said, even if the Deep, he's more of a comic.
No,
relief,
there's no way. There's no way.
I don't see him, even if he wanted to turn on Homelander. I mean,
he has no capabilities at all. Yeah.
Unless they're in the ocean, he can summon some megalodon and stuff to make it do something, I don't expect the Deep to do anything.
Keeping on with about fights, I think another thing added with the big fight scene at the end. It's the first time I feel like we saw Butcher lose, like in a fighting sequence where he didn't come out really on top. He was silenced at the end of the fight. He got sent out and basically was down, and the rest had to be done by others. Someone else had to be the savior basically to come in. He lost. He wasn't the top alpha dog there or the one to meet the alpha. He lost.
I do love that it was MM who was putting the actual gas over Soldier Boy. I really love that they had that be MM.
Oh, and him talking to him too, saying fuck you, and Soldier Boy still being like about to explode. And then like the sequence of like Starlight looking at Maeve and being like,
dude, Maeve's decision.
We've lost. Like, we're gonna lose. I can't believe out of all this, we're about to all die. And Maeve just has to say, and just get it done once more.
Yeah.
God, dude, she was so fucking awesome. I'm so glad they gave her the role that they did in this fight scene.
Right.
I think it landed more specifically because she said that she's not a hero, that there's no such thing, and then she that decision just makes it, kind of feel like earned. She feels like she doesn't deserve the title of a hero, especially after obviously the whole being in the Seven, being associated with Homelander, the whole
or that she owed anyone anything too,
or that she exactly. And then she decided specifically to not finish or not continue fighting Homelander and save them from Soldier Boy instead. With obviously she didn't know whether she was gonna die or just lose her powers or both, and she just says fuck, and she decides to do it anyways. That was a nice, payoff to her character, which I hope she's not gone forever, because it kind of did make it feel like she was she's retiring and heading off, but she could always just shoot up some more Compound V and get her powers back.
If she retired, I'm fine with that. If she's out, I think that was her end of her character, I'm good with that. The only other way that I could see her coming back is just Homelander finds her and just fucking brutally murders her, and then I would be shell shocked, damn, that's tough. Homelander a menace. But other than that, I'm fine with her being retired. I thought it was just a good end. Or even of her just dying in there, either one I was fine with.
Right. That was another thing I was a little kind of okay. The fact that neither of them died, Soldier Boy nor Maeve died, I was a little bit in the moment I was damn, she just did, and then I saw they both were alive. I was oh, that kind of takes away from it a little bit to me, because realistically, in that explosion, all she would have killed is the non-soups. It seems everybody else would have been. So obviously that would have been Hughie, MM, and probably, I mean, still Frenchie, even though we don't know exactly how far the lab was in the building. But I mean, if he was in a lower level, he might have been okay. But so I took away a little bit that she didn't die. But like you said, I still was, I think it was like a retiring type thing, and that we won't see her again, which I am. Although she didn't like die, I thought that was also a really nice send off for her to. She had that quick little interaction with Starlight at the end of, you know, being like, as soon as you showed up in the bathroom crying, like, you saved me. And then she got her, basically her, you know,
yeah, I love that.
Her happy ending of her and Elena getting to just get away from all of it, just be a normal human being, get a pirate patch instead of a glass high.
Yeah.
And just, you know, go be happy with her, you know, girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever she is. So I was, even though she, you know, like I said, her dying took away a little bit of the impact to me, I still was happy that she got a good send off, and I think it was a send off. I would be surprised to see her.
You know what? Now that I think about it, it makes sense, because I think I'm remembering a thing she said to Starlight where she's like, you know, the bathroom thing, and she says like, now you don't need me anymore to save you, like you are that person now.
Yep.
And then obviously she walks away, so it definitely felt like a send off. So yeah, scratch that. It's a send off,
yeah,
which is good.
Idiot.
I mean, she. What? Who are you talking to?
I don't know. Kind of a little Homelander thing got into me right there. That's on me.
Wow. He's projecting his Alex.
Or an Ashley just repeating a Homelander line. Oh, Ashley had her little moment too. You know, she's fucking bald.
Oh,
all the time she's ripped her hair.
Take
the wig off, and deleted it too.
Yeah,
I love that.
Dude, a lot happened this fucking finale.
We didn't get Edgar. Not is his name Edgar?
Oh yeah,
what the fuck? Yeah.
Stan.
So I screamed Edgar out, and I was like, Edgar seems wrong.
I mean, it's his last name.
Yeah, we didn't get him like at all. I was definitely expecting an appearance. I mean, like throughout the episode, I didn't expect him, but obviously before we were all talking about almost every episode. At least for me, I was expecting him to make a return and meet Homelander in some way. You know, kind of beat him in chess or some shit. But
show up with Temp V and have godlike powers and just kill him.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't get him, so that was a bit surprising.
That would have been actually
that's for next season. That's for next season.
Facts.
Hopefully, I want him back. I mean, he's got it, especially with fucking Head Popper being rising up and going to become president eventually.
Yeah.
I agree. We'll definitely see him again.
So, okay, I have this thing in my head from what I remembered you guys saying in season 2 review. You guys said that a couple of the characters in that season, you know, kind of dropped down. I think you guys specifically said Frenchie, Starlight, and Hughie.
Yeah, their relationship.
Has your opinion of those changed with this season?
Oh, for me, definitely.
Like,
I back to loving Hughie, and Hughie's and Starlight's relationship I thought was good in this season. Besides, like the first or second, I can't remember. I know we made a comment about it, but after that, no. I mean, I thought their car ride was funny about him being like, I know you just want to say, like, I told you so right now, just fucking say it. And then she just screams it at him. I was like, I don't know. I thought it was funny. But yeah, Hughie for me, yes. Loved Hughie. His ass, ginormous. His heart, even bigger. So what a guy, honestly. And then, like Blake said, I mean, Frenchie, you know, made a comeback. Yeah, I definitely think all of them grow.
Yeah, like I agree with you that Hughie and Starlight, like especially like Hughie and, you know, their relationship definitely was way better. Obviously, it had its, you know, we thought they might potentially be broken up or whatever, and then, you know, they still came back at the end. Definitely did not have near the cringe in their little relationship as earlier seasons had. I definitely want to challenge you saying that I said Frenchie in the last one. Frenchie has always been one of my favorites, and this season just made him even better to me. I love Frenchie, and I love him and Kimiko together. But yeah, Annie and
I said Frenchie.
Hughie's relationship.
Yeah, for me, I was the one that said Frenchie. Yeah, Blake was just saying, like, I mean, Alex was saying both of our comments, because you were more on Hughie and Starlight, and I was more on Frenchie. So.
Whoa, you were against Frenchie? You said he dropped?
No, in
season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah. Whoa, Frenchie's always been a highlight.
Mon coeur.
And then Kamiko, she said it this episode. Well, didn't say it. She signed it, but
Yeah.
I was hyped to see that. But like you said,
who are you? Mon coeur. Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, like you said, they definitely Annie and I guess now she'll definitely be Annie. She got kind of rid of the whole. Starlight
because
thing.
she's not part of the boys. She's officially like
she's a boy.
Yeah,
because Frenchie stood up, and it is now a democracy. No one will hold Frenchie back or control him again.
And he voted yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Other
than that,
this season was definitely the best season.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are your guys' close-out thoughts here?
Crazy good season. We forgot about A-Train's brother moment. Great little moment. I love the fact that
Go ahead, Josh.
His brother said "fuck off." I was like, and then I like the fact that because he's a human, and he's like, you are a murderer. You know, get the fuck out of my house. Like that would be as a guy. What even if that's your brother, that is scary as shit with your kid in the house, being like, you fucking murdered him. And also, obviously, that didn't help, you dumbass. And that was just for you, not for anyone else. Once again, just fuck off. Great. Beautiful. Anyways, back to the season. Boys, what are your thoughts?
Alex, thoughts?
Season 3 of The Boys. I loved it, dude. It was by far the best season. I loved it. It was great. Love it. I can't say anything else about it.
I agree. This is the best
pure
season.
Cinema.
Pure cinema. What a great description.
Stamp of approval. Pure cinema.
It was the best season for sure. I would argue that it's now one of the top series, I would say, just in terms of everything in these 3 seasons have just been unbelievable, especially this season alone just kind of definitely puts it in a elite status to me. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this season ended and just how the whole thing went. As we said, every episode felt like we were building up to the end, but as well as still getting some answers along the way. It wasn't just, everything's a build up to this. Like we still had, it didn't just feel like fillers and stuff like that. Every episode felt good.
No filler.
Right. Every episode was a hit. And you cannot say that about a whole lot of stuff, I feel like. And even like season 1 and 2 of this show, like there was times where like an episode or two, we were like, it was okay throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I 100% agree with you. This was pure cinema.
Facts.
I love that.
Facts.
I love that.
I agree with you, man. If season 4 stays on this level, then for me, it does put it into that top series I've ever watched of all time. I mean, because I will say, like, season 1 was like, okay, this is nice and different than what I've got before. And then season 2 is kind of like, all right, the writing struggled in areas. And then season 3, it felt like they invested in it. They believed in the show. They even advertised plenty for it. So someone out there said, let's give a shit about the boys. And it worked. It worked. The writers, props to you guys. You did fucking great. Allowed the actors to be able to act phenomenally. So
yeah,
if it continues, I think season 4, there's so much stuff that they can bring. I think we're going to see even better battles going on and more plot lines. I am curious how like character story arcs are going to go, because I feel like they completed so many that it's almost like majority of the characters don't really have much to grow more upon than just continue being themselves that they got right now. So curious how that goes. But yeah, I mean, next season they nail it. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Agreed.
So what did you guys like rate this last episode?
9.4.
9.5.
Oh, okay. Well,
actually, 9.4 because it didn't have Hugh's ass.
It's a It's a 9.2 for me. So, a good one.
Think you're better than us? The fuck?
What?
Fuck you.
Well, fuck you too.
No.
What?
Yeah, hey,
we are just a Homelander coming out.
What's your MM moment? Yeah.
I don't know. What do you want to do a ranking on the season as a whole?
Like
out of 10?
To the last two?
Yeah, out of 10.
Or
season 3.
Oh,
out of 10? Oh,
no, this one's out of 4.
This is a 9.
Point. You know what? Okay, out of the fights, got good writing, dude. 9.3 out of 10.
I was just saying 9.5.
You think I'm fucking better than us? Joke. Sorry.
I would say it's probably around that 9.3 area as well. It, like you said, writing, acting, action, like the obviously this isn't a fight heavy show, but the couple fights we got were all done really well. But yeah, the writing and acting alone are just so good, just phenomenal. Yeah. So yeah, I think 9.3 in that range as well for me.
Dope.
Excited for season 4.
I'm excited for season 4. Yeah, and the good news is that there's a possibility we can get it next year. Every year we get like a new one, so there's a possibility that we might get it next year.
I don't know, man. Season 2 took forever for them to come out, so I wonder if they're going to take their time.
They haven't even started filming yet.
Yeah, they just recently announced that season 4 is even happening. So
that's why I think.
Hey, man, I want it, but take your time. Take your time if you have to. I'd rather have something good than rushed garbage. Take your time.
Yeah, we don't need some oversaturated market of just trying to pump out any type of content to fill this kind of cinematic universe. Just take your time. We don't need
pause for laughters. Directors way too invested with their own characters. Don't need it.
Directors thinking they are, the star of it in their own world. Them showing up in the end credit scenes, their name showing up 3 different times in like 10 seconds.
Three different times with 3 different fonts too.
So
really emphasize.
That's it for today's episode. I don't know what they're talking about. We don't want to.
Take your time.
Don't listen. Don't worry about it.
All around me.
So completely unrelated. Be on lookout for our next video, which will probably be a Thor: Love and Thunder review coming out soon.
Yep.
Be sure to check us out on social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Like this episode, subscribe to the channel if you're not. Comment down below what your thoughts were on The Boys Season 3, the finale in general.
John Wick, miss you.
Miss you, John Wick. Be sure to follow us along on Apple Podcasts. We release the audio on Apple Podcasts the same time that this comes out on YouTube with visuals. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.